What's up, YouTube? Joe Bisping here. I am going to do a review slash show you how to use the Granberg precision saw chain grinder. Here, there it is. I'm going to show you how you put it on the bar. It's a bar mounted grinding tool for sharpening your chains. Like I said, this is going to be a review. Might be a little monotonous for those of you who know how to sharpen chain, but this is just the way you do it with this tool. So I'm going to go through it and show you how it works. I've been using this for, I don't know, maybe a year now. I love it. It works really good. I will say it's not the fastest thing I've used, or, you know, probably there's obviously other grinders out there that are probably faster, more expensive, more professional grade grinders. But this one, it's pretty inexpensive, and it's a great tool for getting your tooth back to getting them all to the same size again. When you're filing by hand, it's inevitable that you're going to get them off. So this does a really good job in putting them all back to pretty much factory settings. Beautiful assistant here, my Steel 044. As you can see here, she's willing to help me out here for this video. It's not really dull, not too dull. I mean, it's dull enough, but just a nice edge on it would help. So we're gonna put an edge on it, and I'm gonna show you how to do it. This is a 3/8 chain. So we're gonna use a 7/32 stone. Okay, these stones you gotta. I think it may have came with one or two. I don't remember, but you can buy them. I buy them in bags like this. Okay, you can get them online. You can get them. I think I got these ones at Bailey's, but you can get them online. You can get them probably other places too. I will warn you, you gotta make sure you get ones that are threaded. Ends are threaded. These, I still have these. I've never used them because they're not threaded, and this is what happens when you get too excited and you start ordering things, and you just have a big, shopping cart, and you just start putting things in it. But these were diamond bits, stones, I should say, but they didn't have the threads on them, so they're useless unless you're going to use your hand Dremel, which I don't. So make sure if you order stones for this that they have threads on them. Just read the fine print. Sometimes I get excited and I don't. You want to make sure that the important thing is to get the right stone for the right chain. So make sure you know what kind of stone you need for the chain. So I am going to get set up here. First thing you do is clean out your saw. Clean out the bar, clean your saw, and then you can start sharpening. Okay, guys. So yeah, I just realized this, so I figured I'll show you guys. So this is like I said, I don't know if I said earlier in the video, but this is 3/8 050 chain, steel chain, oil-matic. Okay, I was just reading the box. I thought it was a 7/32 stone, but the box actually says that it's a 13/64, which is a bit smaller. But you can use the 7/32. But just to make that clear, 13/64 is the one that's recommended for this chain, or the way that they've done it before. So that's why it's a little harder to get in at first. There's nothing wrong with doing it this way. I'm sure somebody will tell me that there is something wrong with that, but in my opinion, it works fine. I've been doing it for a long time. But yeah, I mean, you can get a 13/64 stone, I'm sure, somewhere online in the lost abyss of the internet. You could probably find one, but I'm using a 7/32, and it works. So anyways, all right, guys, so let me show you a little bit about the grinder. Okay, this thing's basically a machining tool. Okay, I used to be a machinist, and this basically helps the homeowner become a machinist, which is pretty neat. Okay, so this has all different settings on it. Okay, so this mounts to your bar. I'll show you off the bar, and then I'll show you on the bar. So this little screw here is what tightens it to the bar. Okay, you have your adjustments up here. There's a wing nut you loosen up. Okay, and you can set your angles where you want. So if you were doing ripping chain, you would set it like a 0 degrees. Okay, but On here it shows you the different degrees. Typically you're at 30 degrees. So I'm going to set this at 30 degrees. Okay. I'm going to tighten down the wing nut at 30 degrees. It's a little slotted. There's little slots underneath it here. And it just sits in the slot for the 30 degrees. So you can see the 30 degrees there. If you wanted to do an angle, you know, up or down like this, you can also do that using this wing nut. This little knob here raises and lowers. So I'll show you on the bar, but it'll raise and lower your stone to see how deep into the gullet basically you're grinding. So it'll help you adjust. It's just an adjustment. You can see how the grinder slides back and forth on this bar. It's the guide bar. Okay, and just keeps everything in line. Again, it'll be easier to visualize when I have it on the bar. They make this so you can use it in the field. So you can see that we have 12 volt hookups for your battery, so positive and negative. Okay, you can see I keep a spare battery on my workbench. I charge it up when it dies, and I just use it here. I typically just do this like that. So if I'm in the field and I really need to sharpen my chain, I just use a hand file. Although I'm not very good at that, but I do it. I admit I'm not the best at everything. Unlike some people online, they're just good at everything. Not me. So again, that's the grinder. There's little details we'll go over as I get it onto the bar. And the way you turn it on and off is just like kind of like those old-fashioned lamp switches. Pretty simple. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to mount it on the bar. But I gotta have some hot tea, because it's good stuff. So, to mount it on the bar, what you want to do, hopefully you guys can see this. Let me see. As you guys can see, it's mounted onto the bar. You loosen up this wing nut, okay? And we're gonna set it in here. Okay, this is where you want to set a nice level. So you want to set the device level with the bar. Okay, so these screws right here hold these two little plates. Okay, they press these two plates in. So what you're seeing is, so this screw here presses this plate in, okay, and squeezes these together, so that holds firm on the chain, keeps the chain from moving around. But you got to loosen them up while you're putting it on. You want these to be about midway on your linkage there. Okay, so where you see your rivets, about halfway on there. So I'll show you what I mean here in a minute. So let's get it mounted about where we want it. Right there. So I'm a little off level though, so I'm going to change that. Not a big deal. I used to be a machinist, so I'm a little bit picky about it. Again, that's probably why it takes me longer. Okay, so as you can see, hopefully, guys, what I have here is that, let me get my little pointer. I try to set these little plates, okay, to about halfway, to the halfway mark of the rivet. Okay, that way it kind of gets a good grip, but not above them and not below it. It's not going to push the chain up, not going to pull it down too hard. Just right in the halfway mark. Okay, so that's where we want this to be. Once we get the actual platform itself level with the bar, we're going to tighten down on the wing nut. Okay. So let me get this back to where you can see. Get some light over there for you. Again, make sure you're nice and tight. You don't want it moving while you're working. Okay. You don't have to kill it, but just tighten it up. Okay. So that's that. So we're on now. Okay. We're on. Now we gotta install a stone. Using a brand new stone. Okay. You can get a lot out of a stone, and I'll explain how and how you should be grinding with it and not grinding with it. Okay. For example, when you're using a stone to grind material, one of two things is going to happen. You're either going to grind the material or you're going to grind the stone off. Okay. So if you grind too hard, you're just going to grind the stone down. You're not going to grind metal. If you don't, so you don't want to grind stone. You want to grind metal or material, depending on what you grind. But in this case, we're grinding steel. So easy pressure is better. You don't want to be slamming it in there because you're just going to rip off the stone. It's just going to shave the stone and not the metal. Okay. So the grinder comes. I don't know if I could tell you this. The grinder comes with these little, wrenches for tightening. So you just put one on the stone and the other one on this side on the actual grinder, and you just tighten it up. You don't have to P-man on it, just enough to make sure it doesn't fly off and take out your redness. Okay? Nature Valley crunchy granola bars. Good stuff. When you're doing tree work, it's quick and easy. Okay, so what we have here is, okay, stone's on, installed, got the right tooth. Okay, we'll do this tooth first. Okay, let's go up here. We're gonna make sure we got the angle where we want it to be. Okay, so it shows right here, if you can see that. Go ahead and get it in there for you. Right here, it shows, it's hard to see, but 35 degrees. Okay, so I obviously want to move it in one to make it a 30 degrees. I was trying to hold the light in my mouth, so it sounded funny, but 30 degrees is where we want to be. So there's a little arrow that indicates where the 30 degrees is. Make sure you're at 30 degrees if that's what you want. I keep this guy at 0, and we'll adjust that here in a minute. Okay. So when you're hooking up to the battery, we want the wheel to spin. We want the wheel to spin. If you're grinding on this side, you want the wheel to spin towards the stone, not away. Okay, if I was going away, that means it's going to be grinding clockwise. We want to go counterclockwise. Okay, counterclockwise. So we want to grind counterclockwise. Okay, that's important. If you turn on your grinder and it moves like this, you're grinding the wrong way. Okay, so we want to grind counterclockwise. Okay, that's an important step. Most people don't tell you these things. I'm telling you. Counterclockwise. Okay, you get better results. That's the way it should be. Okay, so how do you achieve that? This doesn't have a reverse or, regular or reverse. So when you're hooking up to your battery, sometimes you have to go negative on the positive and positive on the negative to reverse the pull to make it swing the other way. So I think this way is regular. So we'll put on the positives, negative. So let me turn it on. Okay, so which way are we turning? So I'm turning the wrong way. Okay, so we got to go negative on the positive and the positive on the negative. Now we're going the right way. Okay. Get all that. So we're spinning counterclockwise, which is what we want. Okay. So it's advisable to put on a pair of gloves when you're messing with chains. Just saying. This is going to be a long video, but I don't care because it's all about information and not about amusement, I guess. No, that sounds really bad. I'm probably going to edit that out. So, but anyways, it's going to be a longer video because I want to make sure you guys understand how this product works, how to work the product. That way, if you think you want to buy it, you'll have a good understanding, okay, of what you're getting into. Okay, so what I'm doing here, okay, so this, like I said, this knob adjusts your up and down, okay, of the stone. Bring you over here. This is hard to do when I'm, filming it myself, okay. So let's move this over here so you're not getting blinded. Like I said, this knob up here is going to adjust up and down, okay. So you'll bring it in here. So I'm touching on the bottom, so I want to raise it up a little bit. Okay, but I'm hitting there. So that knob adjusts the up and down. This knob in here adjusts how far into the tooth you're going to be grinding. So you can see this bar comes down and touches. You touch this on that black bolt, okay? So you want to adjust it to where to start, okay, to start where it's not actually touching anything. So I usually get it so where it can just kind of free float in there, then I work it in. Okay, so another thing I want to do here before we get too far is tighten down on these screws up, these tensioning screws here for the chain. So finger tight is pretty much it. These aren't the original screws that came in there. They vibrated out and I lost them, so I just put mine in there. honestly, guys, like just the slightest little tension will do it. So even using a screwdriver is too much, but I'll do it anyways, and I'll probably end up having to loosen it up. So that keeps that chain from moving. Really, but you don't want to have it too tight that you can't move the stupid chain. But it keeps it pretty strong in there. Okay, so let's see where I'm at. So what I did was adjusted, like I said, just the up and down and the in and out. Okay, so you basically want to get it to where it's just barely touching to go in. Okay, and I actually prefer to not even touch, but this is such a new chain that it barely wants to fit in there because it's like, I think this, sorry guys, it might be like the first time I've sharpened this chain. Yeah, I think it is. So it barely wants to go in there, but that's how you do it. You just barely want to get it in there. Okay, and you back up. What I do now, some guys pick the certain length. All I do is I just mark mine. Oh, look at that. That was in the truck. Got some nice water in there. Let's see if it's going to work. Yeah, look at that. It works. So I mark it with red marker. Okay, and I mark the grinding area so you can see where you're actually hitting with your wheel. Okay, that's important because when you're going in the grind, you want to see where it's hitting, okay, and make your adjustments. So you can see where the red's still left, and if you need to go up or down, you know. So now that we've got the stone in place, adjusted where we want it. See down here, okay. Now we're gonna start her up. Okay, this is cool grind. Okay, you can't really tell because the wrapper came off, but what you want to do is get some cool grind when you order this. Okay, you're gonna order this. You're gonna order stones, and you're gonna order cool grind. Okay, what cool grind does is keep everything cool while it's grinding. Hey, look at that. And the reason we want to do that is, like I said, you don't want to overheat the wheels because you'll just ruin the wheels. They can glaze, or you'll just ruin the adhesive in them, and they won't work very well. So you want to keep everything as cool as you can. Okay, you want to keep the tooth cool. You want to keep the stone cool. Everything cool. So you just use this every couple stones. I mean every couple teeth, and when you got a new stone, put some on there. Okay, that's all there is to it. Just put a little bit on there. Okay. So I'm gonna show you. We're gonna grind this first one here. We're gonna get set here. Come in nice and easy. If you want, you can put a little bit of lubrication on there. It helps it slide. I will do that actually. Maybe not. I don't have it. A little bit of grease. Just a tiny little squirt. Ooh, it's a tiny, man. It's a tiny. Okay, anyways, gives it a little bit of glide. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna grind. First one's going. Oh. Okay, so I don't know if it was from the last time I sharpened or not, but from the factory or not. But you can see there's, I don't know if you can see that or not, but oh, not with the light in your eyes. But right, yeah, you can see about right there. See that little nipple? That's what I was just grinding. It's on there. Shouldn't be on there, but we ground it off. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, we are going to grind sharp tooth. Okay. So it looks like I'm a little bit low, so I'm going to raise it up a little bit by going clockwise on the adjusting knob there. Again, a little bit more. A little bit more. Okay. So you can see on the top of the tooth there, see how it's shiny? I was sitting too high, okay? So I was taking off the top of the tooth a little bit, so I want to drop it down and move it in, okay? See that? Good. Let's keep going. So to move it in, give that a couple little turns, Just lower that down a little bit. Make sure it's two sitting still. Still a little bit high. Okay, so as you guys saw, as I was grinding, I was just making fine adjustments. So if it looked like I was a little bit high, I would just lower it down. If it looked like I need to go in a little deeper, I would just tighten up, tighten up this screw so it would move in. So it would give me some room to move in. These stones, they're not perfectly round probably when they come from the factory. So the first stone you do, this is a brand new stone, it's probably going to shape it a little bit into the shape that you want. So this tooth ground, you can see I got it ground out. You can see that the entire where's my little pointer at? My pointer. Here it is, hiding in here. You can see the whole area is ground. Hopefully you can see that right here. The whole area is ground. You can see all shine. Okay, so that's what you want. Nice sharp edge, ground area. You can see when I touch the stone in there, I want it to just slightly touch on the bottom here. Okay, get the gullet out, like Buck and Billy always says, get that gullet out of there. Anyways, yeah, Buck and Billy, he's a cool guy, but he always says get that out of there, which he's right. So make sure that stone's down there touching and not just making that, you don't want, if you look at this stone, you want that curvature. You want the shape of the stone, the round shape to be there. If it's not, if you're too high, you're just going to be cutting like a straight. You're gonna make it almost like a vertical cutting. So instead of getting this, you're getting like this. So that's it's important. So if you're not low enough, then you're too high. If you're too high, instead of getting a tooth that looks like this, you're getting a tooth that looks like this, and you're not doing much cutting. Okay, you want something that's going to cut into the wood, shave it. Okay, so it's important to get that down in the gullet. So it's just a fine line between where you want it up, high enough, and down low enough. Basically, move on to the next tooth. Okay, so you move down. This is a full skip tooth chain. So I'll move down to the next tooth. Okay, it's set. So all you have to do, turn on the grinder. Go to the next one. That's it. So in theory, that should be the same size as that one because I didn't move any of my settings. Okay. And one way I always check, because like I said, I used to be a machinist. I happen to have a pair of calipers sitting around, so I always just check. Let's see if you can see. So this one's at 340 thousandths. 340 thousandths. So I mean, it doesn't get much more accurate than that. You're not going to get that kind of accuracy using a hand file. Some people might think you will, but you won't. So that's why I like to use it, because like I said, it puts it back to pretty much factory, and all those teeth will be the exact same size. Okay guys, so now I finished this side, these teeth on this side, so I'm going to switch over to the other side. So what I'm going to do is loosen up this wing nut here, spin the grinder all the way around, and over here we got the 30 degrees. I'm going to set it to right there. Now at 30 degrees on this side. Ready to grind from that side. Okay. And here we go. I just want to say too, when I first bought this, when I used it, switching from whatever side of the tooth you're using, the right or the left facing tooth, I guess you could say, when you switch it around to do the other teeth, when I first bought it, it didn't move at all. Like, I use my calipers and I check everything, so I know exactly what the tooth is doing. So I would just switch it over and start grinding away. I'm about a year into this one, using it a lot. And now when I flip it around to do the other tooth, wherever my first tooth I choose, I do that whole row, that whole side. Then when I switch around to the other side, I notice that it does move some. This isn't like I said, this isn't the highest priced, probably the most professional grade, tool you're going to use. Although I think it's really good quality. It has moved and worn a little bit, so I have to adjust when I bring it around now. Where when I first bought it, I didn't have to do that. So about a year into it, and now I have to adjust it whenever I switch it around. It'll move a little bit, but when I first got it, it was set and go. You can do it either way. Now you gotta do some fine tuning. This pin moves a little bit, just from the vibrations and moving and the wear on it, but I use it a lot, so. That's just a little note for you. Nothing you'll have problems with at first, but like I said, after months or maybe even over a year of using it, you might see some of that varying. And it's not even that much, but it's enough that it would make them somewhat different, the size of the teeth. So just a little heads up for you there. Alright guys, I'm all finished up here, got it sharpened up. They're all done here, so at this point, if I needed to take down the rakers, I would. I could use this to do it. I don't need to on this one, but again, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative and useful for you. Again, I do this because I enjoy doing product reviews for products in the arborist industry, because I know I look for them a lot, and I know it helps me whenever I'm looking for a product or a certain thing that I want to buy. It's nice to get it beforehand on it to see if it's something I'm really interested in, and really get the nitty-gritty information about it and see how it really works before I buy it. You can spend a lot of money on stuff, trying stuff. Trust me, I've done it. So that's the whole point. I hope it helped. Again, thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you do, press that little like button. If you want, you can go ahead and subscribe and check out some more of my videos. I plan on doing a lot more product reviews as I get a chance on different climbing things and everything you imagine, from skid steers to boots and clothes and everything. So just need time to get to it. But thanks a lot for watching. I hope you enjoy.